Hi everybody, Eve Everett here, and yes, I'm still around, and this time around we're talking about the I sold on eBay, why I'm a generalist from antiques to modern, and why you should be too. But first, a point of interest. I am still working at VIP Kid, which is a great company to work for. It's been over a year now. If you're interested in teaching English as a second language in China, online, not going there, people, then let me know, because I can let you know more about that and what you would need to do. I do it because it keeps me from getting too isolated here. It's a great part-time gig. Okay, first up is this Edwin Bennett, Rebecca at the Well pink luster picture. Edwin Bennett as a company lasted for almost 100 years, from 1846 to 1936. Great copy of this picture at the Philadelphia Museum of Art's collection. I sold it for $259.99. Took me about 3 months to sell it. And next we have a African Naja multi-strand trade bead necklace. These can be kind of difficult to authenticate. This one dates to roughly the 1920s to mid-30s, based on the type of trading bead that was used here. And it took me about a year and a half to sell it, and I sold it for $69.99 to a very nice lady in Michigan. Okay, so remember being very young and they had puffalumps back in the day? This is a puffalump. It was a roaring dinosaur. The roaring sounds more like it has a bad cold or it's sick, and there are stains on it, but nevertheless, I was able to sell this for 25 bucks. Took me about 5 months to sell. All right, so this vintage decal was in incredible condition, very vibrant, so I put it up for $24. And about 3 months in, I sold it to a very, very patient man. It turned out he was very patient because it took me about another 2 months to figure out where I put it. I did mail it to him, and he was a very happy man indeed. I just felt really terrible that it took that long, but he was happy. He left positive feedback. There you have it. When I can pick up Catholic items from the mid-50s to the 90s, I like to pick them up because they sell at a fairly decent clip. And I picked up this book at the thrift shop, the bins actually, the Weigh and Go, yes, Weigh and Go. And I put it up for $23. Took me a little under 2 months to sell that, and they are pretty common to find. So this is the second of 2 framed lithograph print posters that I found by Michael Bedard at a local thrift shop here. First one I sold for $199. This one took me a little longer to sell. It took me about a year and 2 months, and I sold this one for $149.99. I also found this at the Goodwill bins, and what's interesting about it is it's just really adorable. A nice mid-century painting done by an unknown artist, a boy, his dog at a stormy ocean. I listed it for $34.99. It was only like a 12 by 9 inch painting, and I sold that for $34.99. Took me about under 2 months to sell that. Here is another unknown artist, I think. Could not really decipher the name of the artist. Anyway, it was about a 10-inch by 8-inch painting, very nice mid-century work, and I sold it to a nice person in Georgia. It took me about the same time, a little under 2 months, to move that one as well. And in case I did not mention it, because I'm getting senile in my old age, I sold that one for $39.99. All right, so this will wrap up the artwork and prints that I have for the time being. And here we have a set of Bob June, 2 Alexandria, Virginia prints that were signed by him. And I put them up for $39.99. I guess I have a fixation. I don't know. Anyway, I put them up for that, and they sold in under 2 weeks to a nice person in Alexandria, Virginia. What a surprise. So I refer myself to a generalist. I dare say that it's very close-minded to stick to a few confined areas. I think you should make yourself uncomfortable and try to learn different areas so that you're diversified, because diversification will protect you in times where, say, one particular area is not doing as well on eBay as others. All right, so moving along, here is a set of 2 Colonial Williamsburg salt glazed mugs, and I really thought that they would sit for a while after looking at the comparables, but they moved pretty quickly, and I had these for under 2 weeks, and they sold for $26 plus shipping. All right, so I just adore this shovel. It is just so cute. It also has this fiercely sharp tip that, I don't know, might be able to make a good weapon. Anyway, someone agreed with me that it was pretty cool, and sold in about 3 months for $40. This is a nice large lot of dog clothing and 2 wigs as well. They're labeled YOSD, which apparently is a thing. I did not know that really. In any event, I threw them all together and they sold for $43, and it took me about 3.5 months to move that. This is a Vogue Paris original dress pattern by a man named Desses, Desses. If you see patterns by this person, pick them up. They do fairly well, although they may take a little time to move. I originally put it up for $124.99, ended up selling it for $75 to a nice person in Australia. It took me about 8 months to move. I picked up this Florida Highway Patrol plush bear at the thrift shop and kind of threw it in my cart and forgot about it. Put it up several weeks later, and it sold in under 5 days for $26. All right, and last but not least for now, here is a nice set of pink and white iridescent mermaid wall plaques, a set of 3. It did take me some time to move these. Looks like they took me a little over a year, and they sold for, I had them up at $79, sold them for $60 to a nice person in California. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this time around. Good hunting.